Excellent. This is Freddie Williams.
This is Ian Statler, Senior Story Editor at DCU.
Hi, this is Lindsay DeFilippis.
And Christina Weir.
Hi, this is Kevin Vandal.
Hi, this is Lieber Mayo.
Hi, this is Brian Azarelli.
Hi, this is Matt Wagner, author of Batman and the Monster Man and Batman and the Mad Monk.
Hey, this is Mike Martz, Batman Group Editor.
Hey, this is Ethan Van Sciver.
My name is Neil Adams.
This is Paul Dini.
This is Robert Greenberger.
This is Jerry Robinson.
Hey, this is Will Pertaccio. This is Adam Beechin, and you're listening to the Batman Universe Comics Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and here we are finally, as I'm shaking the comic here, finally ready to do Batman Arkham Unhinged, a series I've been talking about doing for quite a while now, probably at least 2 or 3 months if you go back to some of my older videos. I was kind of waiting for the right time to do it. Issue 1 here came out in June 2012, so this is already a year old. But the time frame, if I do these one a week, with the exception I have to double up 1 or 2 times, we will finish the first 15 issue run by the main writer Derek Friedhoff's on the release date of Arkham Origins video game. So that's kind of the purpose of why it's taken me a little bit longer to get this up. This is something I talked to Dustin on the Batman Universe on a couple of older podcasts. If anybody wanted to do some reviews of some of the other Bat books that they currently weren't reading or reviewing on the podcast, and I said I've been reading this and also Teen Titans at the time, which I haven't got around to doing that Teen Titans arc yet. But I thought with the video game, seems to be like every kind of couple days we're getting some new little nuggets of the Arkham Origins video games, and it looks like it's going to be really good, amazing. There's a whole new line of action figures coming out, which this guy right here is really excited about. And then also there's going to be a digital Arkham Origins comic series, which this is where this started out as a digital issue. Each single issue that I have here started out as 3 digital issues. So issue 1 was actually broken up over 3 digital issues that you would get once a week. So I'm not exactly sure how high they are currently at the digital issue. I know right now my local comic book store, I have in my hold box issue 16, and it's under a different art team. And I'm not exactly sure how they're going to kind of play Arkham Origins at this point. But Arkham Origins took its hand from Paul Dini that wrote it, and Derek Friedhoff's helped do the first initial Arkham City miniseries comic book, and that he was helping write some stuff with Paul Dini. So this very much kind of sounds like Paul Dini had a big hand in it, and the reason it feels kind of like a Paul Dini book is because Derek Friedhoff was working off of the Arkham City video game that Paul Dini wrote, so he was able to use jumping off points. For example, when Batman gives Robin the vial of blood and Robin leaps off the other end of the roof, we get to follow that story angle. We get to see what Robin was doing and what Nightwing was doing and what some of the other principal villains were doing, either before, during, not usually after, but either before or in a cutscene after a cutscene when you left somebody else, you got to see what was going on. And some of the issues don't necessarily follow Batman. It could be a Robin and Nightwing book, or it could be a Nightwing book, or could be dealing with Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn, and that's a really cool issue. There's a very cool Deadshot story. So without too much rambling, let's get right into issue number 1. And like I said, provided the work gods and everything else works into place, I hope every Friday, or at the latest every Saturday for the next 15 weeks, or close to it, depending. I may have to double up a couple issues with getting just a little bit later start than I wanted to. But we will be going through the first 15 issue arc that Derek Friedhoff's wrote. And the nice thing about these, you could jump on at any point, because each story is contained in its own single newsstand issue now. So it's just really kind of cool, and the writing stays pretty much constant. We'll have different artists kind of coming in and out of the book, and I hope to be able to put up some images on the screen so you could see some general art, and with the voiceover I kind of hopefully put up some comic images that kind of go along with what I'm saying from a particular issue that we're looking at. So enough of me rambling, let's get started into issue number 1, written by Derek Friedhoff's, and this is Arkham Unhinged number 1. Batman Arkham Unhinged, issue number 1. Title Inside Job, written by Derek Friedhoff's, based on a teleplay by Mary Harpland Grazer, story by Mary Harpland Grazer, Paul Crooker, and lead Arkham City video game head Sefton Hill. Art by Mark S. Miller, and assistant editor Sarah Grados, and editor Jim Chadwick. Issue number 1 starts as such. We see Selina Kyle coming home from a night out on the town. She turns on the TV to see Mayor Quincy Sharp talking about the newly constructed Arkham City and its chief administrator, Dr. Hugo Strange. While the interview is on, Selina slips out of her black dress and suits up into her Catwoman costume. As the interviewer asks Dr. Hugo Strange about the prison and how things are going, he says that he has all of the main criminals at large except two, Two-Face and Catwoman, and says it won't be long till he has the two of them, plus also wanting to capture the Batman as well. Selina shuts off the TV as her phone rings. It's Harvey Dent, Two-Face, on the line saying that if one of them has to go to Arkham City, it might as well be her, and that he tipped off Hugo Strange's Tiger Guards to her location. Just then, the guards break down her front door, and a fight begins in her apartment. Catwoman is able to make a break for it and jumps out the window to safety. While on the adjoining rooftop, Catwoman, using her thief vision goggles, aka video game feature, she sees that they are now going through her apartment and are taking the contents of her safe, all the treasures and the things that she has stolen as her time as Catwoman. Just as she is about to go after them, she is grabbed from behind and knocked out with a chloroform rag. On the rooftop of the GCPD building, Commissioner Gordon is talking to Batman about Arkham City and saying that Hugo Strange is looking for any excuse to put Batman in Arkham City, and that the reports are saying that the place might be one of the worst. Batman says he'll look into it, and honestly, he has seen a lot worse than Arkham City. Gordon says be careful whom you keep company with, as Batman leaps off the roof into the Batmobile. We see a sleeping Catwoman in the Batmobile, as it was Batman who knocked her out with the chloroform rag. She comes to, and Batman and Catwoman talk about Arkham City, and that she is not using her head, and this is exactly what Hugo Strange wants her to do, and is using the means to take her loot as a way to capture her. She pushes the ejector seat button and launches herself out of the Batmobile. Batman chases after Catwoman, a small fight ensues, and Catwoman is able to get free from Batman. Batman calls Alfred and says he is sure that she is headed to the old Arkham City mansion. It was Hugo Strange's headquarters while Arkham City was being built, and that there would be a map of Arkham City there, and this is more likely where Hugo Strange is taking Catwoman's loot, and that Catwoman will go there first to get the map, and then to Arkham City to go after Hugo Strange and, again, retrieve her loot. Meanwhile, inside the mansion, Two-Face has beaten Catwoman and Batman there. They're also looking for Strange's secret office. He places charges on the wall, and if you play Arkham Asylum and place 3 charges on the same wall that Two-Face is, you can enter this room as well in the Arkham Asylum video game. Catwoman at this time slips through a window and is ready to make her move, and Harvey enters the secret room and starts taking photos of the blueprints. Just then, Batman enters the room, and a fight breaks out between Batman and Two-Face's thugs, and Catwoman as well. While Batman is taking care of the thugs, Catwoman goes after Two-Face and the blueprints. He chucks the blueprints into a fireplace, and the blueprints go up in flames in front of Selina. Two-Face pulls out his guns and is ready to shoot Selina when Batman knocks the gun from his hand. Tiger Guards enter the room at this point, and Batman causes a distraction with smoke pellets while Selina chases after Two-Face. She knocks the camera from his hand, and at least she has the pictures that he took of the blueprints. Batman swoops right in and picks up Selina, and the two head for the top of the building. She opens the camera to find out that Harvey has taken the memory card out. In a fit of rage, she leaps back down to the ground from Batman's position. On her way down to the floor, Harvey puts the memory card in his mouth and swallows. Batman has no chance of getting her now, as more Tiger Guards have poured into the room and now have Two-Face and Catwoman in cuffs. Batman throws a sonic batarang, again a feature from the video game, onto the ground, causing the guards to lose their orientation, and he flies out of the room to safety. Catwoman and Two-Face are now being loaded into 2 Arkham City vans and are going to be taken to the prison. Strange radios the guards, and they tell him that they did not get Batman. Strange looks out the window and says to himself it's only a matter of time till he is able to get a hold of Batman, Bruce Wayne, in this prison. On a rooftop across town, Batman knows what needs to happen next. He knows that Strange's grip blankets Gotham City and says that if Strange wants him so badly, he can have him, and that he will bring this place down and bring Hugo Strange to justice. Alright, that was issue number 1 of Arkham Unhinged, and I gotta say, I like this series right from the get-go. I'm such a huge fan of Arkham City, and like I was saying earlier, it really feels like Paul Dini had a very strong hand in writing these issues, and technically he did. Derek Fridolf's worked with him with the first mini-series of Arkham City. So getting into Arkham Unhinged, Derek Fridolf said he got to play a lot of the game and played it over and over and over again before the video game was even released to the public, so that way when the issues were coming out, he had a lot of plot points set down, and he got to write, oh, you know, Robin leaps off the building here, let's follow Robin here, or Deadshot's going around assassinating people throughout Gotham City, let's track down the Deadshot story angle from Deadshot's point of view and see what's going on. And you get one-off stories of Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman from time to time, and that's a nice thing about the Arkham City, or the Arkham Unhinged, excuse me, comic series, that each issue, it could be a jumping on point, or if you missed an issue, it wasn't totally the end of the world, because each issue is contained in and of itself, that it really kind of makes you appreciate the game, and Arkham Asylum as well, because he uses some plot points from Arkham Asylum from time to time, that it makes you appreciate the game just a little bit more as you're going around playing the video game and wondering, oh, I wonder what kind of happens here, or how does the city get to this point? What was Arkham City like beforehand? A lot of these questions are addressed in some issues, so it adds just a little bit more depth and just takes a lot of different plot points. Now, some people had said, well, how long can you really stretch this out? They spend half of this series before Arkham City even started, kind of in between Asylum and Arkham, and then, like I said, just different plot points. What was Harley Quinn doing for a while? We get a whole issue dedicated to Harley Quinn and the Joker, when Batman would talk to the Joker and Batman would go take off to do the next task, since you were playing Batman 100% of the time, well, with maybe 2% of Catwoman. When Batman leaves the Joker, and some of those instances where the story starts right from that point, what Joker and Harley were doing. So I liked that a lot. And what was really cool is that they add the gimmicks and gadgets from the video game. So in this issue, Catwoman is using her thief goggles, or in Batman's case, as detective vision, to see through walls and things like that. So it keeps itself very much anchored in the video game realm, so everything really makes sense, and it makes you feel like you're just getting extra little nuggets, or this could be considered like bonus scenes of a DVD, of like, oh, so I wonder why they cut that scene out. And that was really neat that Derek had hands-on experience with the video game and with Paul Dini in writing a series ahead of time for the release of Arkham City. So that way, Unhinged started, he was writing almost as if Paul Dini was still continuing on with a thought in a cutscene or something like that. So I really enjoyed this first issue. Hopefully you guys did too. As far as the rating goes, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 Batarangs, and I really recommend the series if you can track them down, or you can go on to your iPad or iPhone or any other mobile device or your computer, and you can check out these issues digitally. And like I said, each single issue that's in print, so I reach out from the camera here, will turn into 3 digital issues, and they're running about 99 cents. So if you could check out the print books, that's I think they're really good, and the artwork's really good. Derek stays on through the whole entire first section of these, the first 15 issues, and the art kind of changes from here or there, and some might be hit or miss, but for the most part the art is very good and very consistent. And what's nice is you don't have 3 or 4 artists doing each of a little mini-series. An artist stayed on for one whole entire book, or maybe 4 or 5 books, and then the next one would jump off. So I thought this is very good. And like I said, I like that they kept a lot of the gimmicks of the video game in this, and as we progress through these 15 issues, you will see more of the video game type elements play into the story, and it's very plausible reading that because we're already familiar with the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum video games. So I thought this was something really cool to do. Like I said, that's why I decided to wait just a little bit longer before I started, because I wanted to stretch these out one a week, and in some cases I will have to double up and do a couple issues a week, as I didn't quite get started early as I'd like to, but hey, you know, life of things happen. So on behalf of the Batman universe, thanks for checking this out. We'll see you guys next week. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.